Have you ever felt overwhelmed by your emotions, wondering how to navigate through the challenges and hardships of life? In today's video, we'll explore the powerful concept of emotional alchemy and how you can use it to transform your suffering into personal growth and resilience. Emotions are an integral part of the human experience, shaping our thoughts, actions, and overall well-being. However, when faced with difficult emotions and challenging situations, it's easy to feel stuck or helpless. This is where the concept of emotional alchemy comes into play. Emotional alchemy is the process of transforming negative emotions and experiences into opportunities for growth, learning, and self-discovery. At its core, emotional alchemy is about recognizing that our emotions, both positive and negative, have the potential to be catalysts for change and personal development. It's not about denying or suppressing our feelings, but rather about learning to work with them in a constructive way. When we experience difficult emotions like sadness, anger, or fear, it's natural to want to avoid or escape them. However, by doing so, we miss out on the valuable lessons and insights that these emotions can offer us. Emotional alchemy teaches us to approach our emotions with curiosity and openness, to see them as messengers that can guide us towards greater self-awareness and understanding. Suffering is an inevitable part of life, and it's something that we all experience to varying degrees. Whether it's the pain of loss, the struggle of failure, or the challenges of relationships, suffering can feel overwhelming and all-consuming at times. However, what if we could reframe the way we view suffering? What if, instead of seeing it as something to be avoided or eliminated, we could see it as an opportunity for growth and transformation? This is where the concept of emotional alchemy comes into play. By learning to work with our suffering rather than against it, we can extract valuable lessons and insights that can help us to become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. One of the key principles of emotional alchemy is the idea that our greatest challenges can also be our greatest teachers. When we're faced with difficult emotions or situations, it's an opportunity to dig deeper, to explore the root causes of our suffering, and to gain a greater understanding of ourselves and the world around us. One of the first steps in emotional alchemy is learning to accept and acknowledge your emotions, rather than trying to suppress or deny them. This can be a challenging process, especially if you've grown up in a culture that values emotional stoicism or sees vulnerability as a weakness. However, by learning to embrace your emotions, you can begin to develop a greater sense of self-awareness and emotional intelligence. This means being able to recognize and name your emotions, to understand where they're coming from, and to respond to them in a healthy and constructive way. One powerful tool for developing emotional awareness is mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being present and attentive to your thoughts, feelings, and sensations, without judgment or attachment. By cultivating mindfulness, you can learn to observe your emotions with curiosity and compassion, rather than getting caught up in them or trying to push them away. Another important aspect of emotional acceptance is self-compassion. Self-compassion means treating yourself with kindness, understanding, and forgiveness, even when you're struggling or making mistakes. It's about recognizing that everyone experiences difficult emotions and challenges, and that it's okay to be imperfect or to need help sometimes. Once you've learned to accept and acknowledge your emotions, the next step in emotional alchemy is learning to reframe negative experiences in a more positive or constructive light. This doesn't mean denying or minimizing the pain or difficulty of a situation, but rather finding ways to extract meaning and growth from it. One powerful tool for reframing is cognitive reframing, which involves shifting your perspective or interpretation of a situation. For example, if you've experienced a failure or setback, you might initially see it as evidence of your inadequacy or worthlessness. However, by reframing the experience, you can choose to see it as an opportunity for learning and growth, or as a stepping stone towards your ultimate goals. Another way to reframe negative experiences is to look for the lessons or insights that they offer. Even the most challenging situations can teach us valuable things about ourselves, our relationships, or the world around us. By approaching difficult experiences with a growth mindset, we can begin to see them as opportunities for personal and spiritual development. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to adapt and thrive in the face of challenges and setbacks. It's a crucial skill for navigating the ups and downs of life, and it's something that can be cultivated through emotional alchemy. One key aspect of resilience is emotional regulation, or the ability to manage and modulate your emotional responses to stress and difficulty. This means learning to stay calm and centered in the face of challenges, rather than getting overwhelmed or reactive. Some practical strategies for building emotional regulation include deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, and visualization. These techniques can help to calm the nervous system and promote a sense of inner peace and stability. Another important aspect of resilience is cognitive flexibility, or the ability to adapt your thinking and perspective in response to changing circumstances. This means being open to new ideas and possibilities, and being willing to let go of old beliefs or assumptions that may no longer serve you. One way to cultivate cognitive flexibility is through the practice of reframing, as discussed earlier. By learning to see challenges and setbacks as opportunities for growth and learning, you can begin to develop a more adaptable and resilient mindset. Mindfulness is a powerful tool for navigating difficult emotions and cultivating inner peace and clarity. At its core, mindfulness is about being present and attentive to your experience, without judgment or attachment. When we're caught up in difficult emotions or stressful situations, it's easy to get lost in our thoughts and reactions. We may find ourselves ruminating on the past, worrying about the future, or getting caught up in negative self-talk or self-judgment. Mindfulness helps to break this cycle by bringing our attention back to the present moment. By focusing on our breath, our body sensations, or the world around us, we can begin to create some space between ourselves and our thoughts and emotions. This space allows us to respond to challenges with greater clarity and intentionality, rather than simply reacting out of habit or impulse. It also helps to cultivate a sense of inner calm and stability, even in the midst of difficulty or uncertainty. Some simple mindfulness techniques that you can incorporate into your daily life include mindful breathing. Take a few moments each day to focus on your breath, noticing the sensation of the air moving in and out of your body. Body scan. Lie down or sit comfortably and systematically bring your attention to each part of your body, noticing any sensations or tension and releasing it with each exhalation. Mindful walking. Take a slow, deliberate walk, focusing your attention on the sensation of your feet touching the ground and the world around you. Mindful eating. Pay attention to the taste, texture, and smell of your food as you eat, savoring each bite and noticing any thoughts or emotions that arise. One of the most important aspects of emotional alchemy is the recognition that we don't have to go through difficult experiences alone. When we're struggling with challenging emotions or situations, it's essential to reach out for support and connection. This can take many forms depending on your needs and preferences. It might mean talking to a trusted friend or family member, joining a support group or community, or seeking the guidance of a therapist or counselor. The key is to find people who can offer a listening ear, a compassionate presence, and a non-judgmental space to process your experiences. It's also important to surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you, who encourage you to grow and evolve, and who remind you of your inherent worth and potential. In addition to seeking support from others, it's also important to cultivate a sense of self-support and self-compassion. This means learning to be kind and understanding towards yourself, even when you're struggling or making mistakes. Some ways to practice self-support include positive self-talk. Notice when you're engaging in negative self-talk or self-criticism, and consciously shift your inner dialogue to be more supportive and encouraging. Self-care. Make time for activities that nourish and recharge you, whether it's taking a warm bath, going for a walk in nature, or engaging in a creative hobby. Setting boundaries. Learn to say no to commitments or relationships that drain your energy or compromise your well-being, and prioritize your own needs and desires. One of the most powerful aspects of emotional alchemy is the recognition that setbacks and failures can be valuable opportunities for growth and learning. When we encounter obstacles or challenges, it's easy to get discouraged or to see them as evidence of our inadequacy or worthlessness. However, by reframing these experiences as opportunities for learning and development, we can begin to extract valuable insights and wisdom from them. We can ask ourselves questions like, what can I learn from this experience? How can I use this setback to become stronger, wiser, or more resilient? What new possibilities or opportunities might arise from this challenge? By approaching setbacks and failures with curiosity and openness, we can begin to see them not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones on our path of growth and evolution. It's also important to recognize that failure is a natural and inevitable part of the learning process. No one achieves success or mastery without encountering obstacles and setbacks along the way. The key is to develop a growth mindset, which sees challenges as opportunities for learning and improvement, rather than as evidence of fixed abilities or limitations. Some strategies for cultivating a growth mindset include embracing mistakes. See mistakes as valuable feedback and opportunities for learning, rather than as evidence of inadequacy or failure. Focusing on process over outcome. Prioritize the journey of learning and growth, rather than just the end result or achievement. Seeking out challenges. Actively seek out new experiences and challenges that stretch your abilities and help you to grow and evolve. Another key aspect of emotional alchemy is learning to embrace change and uncertainty as natural and inevitable parts of life. In a world that is constantly shifting and evolving, it's easy to feel overwhelmed or anxious about the future. However, by developing a sense of adaptability and flexibility, we can begin to navigate change and uncertainty with greater ease and resilience. This means being open to new possibilities and opportunities, even when they differ from our original plans or expectations. It also means cultivating a sense of trust and faith in the unfolding of life, even when we can't see the full picture or control the outcome. This doesn't mean being passive or fatalistic, but rather recognizing that there are forces and factors at play beyond our individual control, and learning to work with them rather than against them. Some ways to cultivate adaptability and flexibility include practicing non-attachment. Learn to hold your plans and expectations lightly and be willing to adjust or let go of them as needed. Embracing beginner's mind. Approach new situations and challenges with a sense of curiosity and openness, rather than assuming you already know the answers or outcomes. Cultivating resilience. Develop the emotional and mental strength to bounce back from setbacks and challenges and to find meaning and purpose even in difficult times. Finally, an essential part of emotional alchemy is taking the time to acknowledge and celebrate your own growth and resilience. When we're in the midst of difficult experiences or emotions, it's easy to lose sight of how far we've come or how much we've learned. However, by taking a step back and reflecting on our journey, we can begin to appreciate the strength, wisdom, and resilience that we've developed along the way. We can recognize the challenges we've overcome, the insights we've gained, and the ways in which we've grown and evolved as individuals. This doesn't mean denying or minimizing the pain or difficulty of our experiences, but rather honoring them as part of our unique path of growth and development. It means celebrating our own courage and perseverance and recognizing that we have the inner resources and resilience to navigate whatever challenges life may bring. Some ways to celebrate your growth and resilience include keeping a journal. Take time each day or week to reflect on your experiences, insights, and achievements, and to acknowledge the progress you've made. Sharing your story. Share your journey of growth and resilience with others, whether through conversation, writing, or creative expression. Practicing gratitude. Cultivate a sense of gratitude for the lessons, insights, and opportunities that your challenges have offered you, and for the strength and resilience you've developed as a result. Emotional alchemy is a powerful tool for transforming suffering into growth and resilience. By learning to accept and acknowledge our emotions, reframe negative experiences, cultivate mindfulness and self-compassion, seek support and connection, learn from setbacks and failures, embrace change and uncertainty, and celebrate our own growth and resilience, we can begin to navigate life's challenges with greater ease and wisdom. Remember, the journey of emotional alchemy is an ongoing process, and it's important to be patient and kind with yourself along the way. Trust in your own inner resources and resilience, and know that you have the power within you to transform your emotions and create a more fulfilling and meaningful life. So take a deep breath, stay present and curious, and keep moving forward on your path of growth and self-discovery. You've got this.